one more. All right, travel geeks. Hey, zoning in to you. Let me get this together. This is not looking right. Hey, as promised, I am giving you all a video on the Fun Cup. It's the menstrual cup for women for your monthly cycle. It's very efficient and very perfect. So, the reason for this video, today I was at the news at ABC and I saw a coverage story on tampons. Kotex is having a recall on Kotex tampons from 2 years ago. 2 years. So if you have tampons from, which I don't know why you still have them, from October of 2016 to October of 2018, all of those tampons are being recalled. Now, how do you know those are yours? I don't know. I have no clue. You'll have to call Kotex or look on their website and see what's going on. But there is an alternative. There is a solution. There is a winning item for this problem, because obviously this is not the first time that tampons has been recalled. It's not the first time there's been a problem. Not the first time that they've had issues with women. Most women complain about having dryness and a lot of irritation and all kinds of things with tampons. And not to mention, if you don't have one, you ever been that one in the bathroom where your period starts a little early and you're like, oh fuck, I don't have a tampon. So what do? You have to like knock on the door next to you and be like, hey, do you happen to have a tampon? Which is not embarrassing at all, is it? It's definitely fucking embarrassing. Or ask that coworker or your friend and see if they have one. Which, it is what it is. It's the shit we go through as women. Deal with it. So instead of doing that, because there is a better way, which I learned this about 6 months ago. This old and just now learning that. But they didn't come out till recently anyway. So I'm glad I kind of got on that bandwagon. And the reason I went to the Fun Cup was because I was going to be doing some traveling, and packing tampons and pads in my backpack with everything else that I was taking was just not feasible. And then to think about it, you know, you're traveling around the world to different countries and you've got to find tampons. And what if I'm on an airplane and my period starts and I'm on a 10-hour flight? What am I going to do? I'm going to have to go through each aisle. Can you imagine that? Going through each aisle and asking for a tampon from ladies, or ask the stewardess, and what if none of them have them? Or they're all men. Like, what do you do with that? So, which never happens, by the way. But anyway, so I tried an alternative. I tried the Fun Cup. These things are the best things ever. I absolutely love them. They come 2 in a pack. They are made by the Fun Factory, which they also make really cool adult toys. So, you know, they kind of know what they're doing and know what can go into the side of the body and not be irritating. So these are the best things since, I guess, you know, that's daily sliced bread. They come 2 in a cup. I'm using one right now, so that's why I only have one out. They come with their own like packaging for them, which is amazing. It's just like a little pouch. I don't know if you can see that you can hold them in. So it's easy to pack away, store in your purse or what have you. You pinch the ends, take the cup and literally just put it in there, close it up, and you're done. That's it. Throw that in your bag. It doesn't get linty. There's no smells that come out of it. Hopefully not anyway, because your pH is okay. But it's just really easy to compact and put away, and it definitely fit in my backpack, but it can also fit in a fanny pack or what have you, so they're the best things ever. Okay, so they're small and compact. That's the best thing there. But they also are able to be used for 12 to 6 hours. Like, so heavy days, I can say every 6 hours, I'll maybe go to the bathroom and empty it out. And then on not as heavy days, I can wear them for the full 12 hours, and hell, I forget it's even in there. So I have to go double check on it because it's so comfortable. Like, I don't even know it's there. So I have to go check it and see where I'm at and dump it or what have you. And I know that sounds gross. I've heard that from a lot of women. They're like, ew, I don't want to dump out my blood out of the... But the thing is, you're pulling out a nasty ass tampon string out of your vagina anyway. Like, what's the difference? You know, you have a piece of cotton shoved in there, or you have something that's safe for the body, healthy, and easy to get in and pull out. And then you literally don't even have to see it. You just dump it in the toilet and flush. Literally, you don't look at it at all unless you want to, which is a good way to check if something's going on down there and you don't know. Well, tampon can't do that for you. You don't know if you're clotting or anything like that unless you stare at that nasty tampon, right? So this for me has a bunch of pluses for it. And you know, tampons can like dry you out. Again, cause micro tears, and they leave residue, which that's what's going on with the recall. The ladies, they are unraveling and leaving residue and causing infections in women. One lady even had to get it surgically removed from her vagina. Like, who wants to go through that? Not my ass. I definitely know you don't want to. So, I definitely suggest you getting into the Fun Cup. It's the best thing ever. So let me show you really quick. It's built to the body. It fits perfectly in. The way that I insert mine is, you know, the cup is in a full circle. It's meant to cut the cervix exit so that it catches all of the blood and juices, because you only literally bleed about 2 tablespoons a day. It just looks like a lot because there's a lot of fluid and everything else that comes out with it. It's literally cleaning your system. You know, it's a beautiful part of life. So I don't find anything disgusting about it at all. I just hate them. But it's because, but this also helps to reduce your cramps, which I don't think I mentioned before, but I used to have really, really shitty cramps. Like, they were like body folding cramps, and this has really helped relieve those. I still get them, but they're like not nearly as bad. I take a couple Tylenols and I'm good to go. So this is how I insert it. Now back to the big thing you want to know. So there's different ways. If you go on YouTube, there's a bunch of different places and are people saying you can do them in different ways. For me, this is just the way that it works. There's instructions in the box that, you know, just doesn't work right for me, but, you know, it could work for you. This is the way it is. So I take the cup, and the front of the cup, I literally just smush it down till it like hits the back of the cup. See that? And then literally fold it in half. That's it. So it looks like a little hole at the top, a little point in the side, right? And then you literally just slide it in. I kind of face mine toward like almost to my bottom. Slide it in, and then you let it go, and it'll open up inside just like anything else you put in there. And you've got room for it. You don't feel it. It's still very it just feels natural. It doesn't feel like anything's in there. It just, and there's no leaking. I don't have any problems with that. I don't even wear pads. You know how sometimes with tampons you have to put on a tampon and a pad. Who wants to do that? But I don't have to do that. I walk around with my little boy shorts on, or no pants at all, and it's fine. They are foreplay friendly. So if you are wanting to get a little extra frisky with your partner, you can use that. They won't even notice that it's in there until they go, you know, but you don't want to go. It's foreplay friendly, not all the way friendly. So definitely don't go all the way. But that's it. That's my review on the Fun Cup. And then I am going to post links below so that you can get the Fun Cup at your leisure, but they are really the best thing you'll ever buy. You spend $50 on them maybe, and they'll last you literally. I've had mine 6 months and I'm still using them. So it lasts pretty well. To clean it, the best way to clean it is to just boil some water on your stove and literally just drop it in there for a few minutes. Like, I maybe leave mine in there for like 10 minutes while I walk off and do something else. Let them boil up and clean out really well. I say rinse them with cold water because that way they don't stain. That's just one little trick that you probably didn't know, because a lot of people rinse them with hot water thinking that's disinfecting. It's not. Just rinse it with cold water. It's fine. The weird parts are, this is the funny part. When you're in public places, this is going to be the weird issue. You know how you're in the bathroom and it's like 3 or 4 stalls? You do have to, my thing is, I would like to come out of the stall to rinse my cup and put it back in after it's been rinsed and clean. I hear women say they use toilet paper to wipe them out, or, they don't even rinse them off. They just put them back in there, which is, for me, it's just a little too much. But I definitely suggest rinsing after each pulling out and inserting, period. But some women have issues with just different shapes of cervix, different uterus shapes, or what have you. So this may not be the right fit for them. I mean, we're all shaped differently. We're all different in different ways. So, especially down there. So, Bree, a fellow travel geek, also uses the Lena. It's a little bit different. Lena. It's Lena. So it's a little bit different. It's meant to what?
It's for wider set cervix.
So hold on. What's it for?
It's for a wider set cervix. Your lady bits inside are maybe a little bit wider. So you just kind of put that in there and it expands a little more. This one's more narrow. Or mine's just a little wider.
Ah, it is. Look at that. There's the comparison. So if you and hers is a little different.
Yeah, I put mine in differently too.
Okay, we'll let her show you how to put that in too. But it's got like a little wing at the end, like a little tail to help you pull that out. So it's a little bit different than this end. This one's like a pinch, more like, and this one's more of like a tail, which, it kind of reminds you of that tampon string. So but it doesn't hang out. It's still inside. You're fine. And it's still made out of silicone. It's still very durable. As you can see, I'm like pinching it and like folding it. It's still very durable. So these work just as well for wider cervixes. And the link for this, I'll put this one below as well. I'm gonna let her show you how to put it in. So how do you put this over?
Okay, so I take my cup and I fold it down and then fold it
Up, come closer.
like a little burrito.
So say it again.
I take my cup, I squish it down, and I like to fold it inward. So I like to kind of like press in like she does hers, and then fold it in, and then I slide it up.
Show the front of it. Okay, the top. Yeah, there we go. So it looks like a little U.
Like a little smile.
Oh, smile. You're happy. Ooh.
And then, you just slide it up in your bits. I like to push it once I get it in there, just to make sure that, it expands all the way. And yeah.
All right.
Yeah, stick it in there.
So that's the Lena Cup. There you go. So there's two options for you. And you're going to find the cup that's best for you. Some people said to go to Target and get the Diva Cup or what have you. Those are a little bit less expensive, which is fine. But again, I'm a firm advocate of you get what you pay for. So those tend to fall apart after a couple uses. So I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to have to go out and rebuy a whole nother one just because I wanted to be cheap one day, which, is normally me. I'm not cheap. Bougie people aren't cheap. We're thrifty. So we're frugal. We're thrifty. So I went ahead and splurged on the fun cups, and she splurged on the Lena, which they range anywhere from $30 to $50. And you get two of them, and they last you for a year. Think about how much you spend on tampons for a year. Okay. And hers comes with a little bag. She wanted me to make sure to tell you she gets 2 bags with hers. Each one has their own bag. It's because they're so fucking big, you can't fit them in one bag. But so they come in a little bag, and you can just throw that little pouch in your purse as well. It's really cool. But splurge on the ones that cost a little bit more because they'll last you a little longer, or they'll last you much longer. The Diva Cups, they just haven't been as well. Bottom line, I just don't like those as much. So, I say, but choose the one that's right for you. These are the two that work for us. And also, to partner with it, because your first 2-3 months, you might still have your cramps or what have you. You got to get it together, and learning how to fit it in there and adjust it to you and your way of putting it in. But you also get some cramps and stuff. We found these really cool, heating pads, right? So these are really different because they start off as a liquid, right? So you can put them in, your purse or in your backpack or what have you. And they're small, like they can be hand warmers as well. We use that. We use these for cramps and pains. And the cool thing about these is they start off as liquid, and then you break this little, you just pinch this little silver thing, and then they start to form a solid. Look at that. And it heats up. I'm sure you all have seen these, but I just think I just like watching them heat up. They're just like the coolest thing ever. And it's not magic, it's science. That's what the lady at the store told me. So I thought it was magic. She was like, no, ma'am. But anyway, and it's really warm. It warms up really fast within like 5 seconds. Like, it's hot. So, you can use these for heating pads. They're good to also keep with you if you want to while you're on the go. You can slide them in places. They are silicone as well, so they don't burst or anything like that. They're very durable. We bought 2 of these and then the big one. And for me, it also fits in my Fun Cup pouch. Boo-boo. So it all comes as like one little packet for me. It's my period pack. That's what I call it. My fun pack. How about that? And so you can fit them all together, and to get it back to liquid after you're done using it, just boil it. You boil it for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, what have you, and it'll go back to the liquid, and then you can do it again if you need to. So these are really, really cool. You can boil them on the stove, or you can also do it in the microwave. Just boil some water and drop it in there, and it works just as fine, especially when you're on the go. As a traveler, these are the bee's knees because they work for muscles and cramps, injuries, what have you. Whatever you need, you now have a mobile heating pad that doesn't need to be plugged in. It doesn't need anything extra. So I also suggest these. I'll put a link to these below as well, so you can get those. But if you have any questions or want to know any more about the Fun Cup, please drop a comment below. If you have a subject or a topic you want to know about with traveling or travel geeks, let us know. We are, again, the one-stop shop for your traveling needs. We are going to be posting a lot more regularly about just things that we found out on this journey. Like, we just started the travel journey, but it has been one really interesting story. So we'll have to go over that one day. So tune back in, and we'll make sure that you'll get the full scoop on that. I like spilling the tea, so you'll get that. So talk to you soon. Thanks, Travel Geeks.